Let's check what's trending this morning. Bill Lang from Small Business Australia joins us. Bill, a lot to get through. It's budget day in Victoria as well, but I actually want to start off getting your thoughts. I've been meaning to reach out to you just in regards to this Victorian government idea of casual workers now being entitled to sick leave. What will it do for small business?
Well, it's going to add an extra cost for everyone that has casual employees, which are many, many small businesses, particularly those in hospitality and retail and personal services. Largely employing young people. Young people are also are at university and TAFE, and this is their additional income on top of the study and things that they're doing. There's also other people for lifestyle reasons have a couple of jobs that are casual. So just an extra cost, and I think there's an unwritten thing going on here, Ahron, in Victoria, and it's actually the government's small business eradication strategy.
They're doing a pretty good job of it. I mean, this will stuff small business, but it's going to be terrible for workers. The idea that casual employees will suddenly get access to sick leave, I would say there will be fewer casual employees and more of those casual employees will be doing the jobs of others as well. It just kind of goes around and round, because I can understand, right? Having worked for big supermarkets when I was a teenager, they did everything to try and screw you over. If you worked a 4-hour shift, you had to get a 15-minute break. So therefore, they put you in for a 3-hour and 45-minute casual shift to avoid you having the break, but then would add on there that you can work an additional 15 minutes without being paid to get back to the 4 hours. So you'd watch that and you'd think to yourself, that's not very fair. But if you're a small business and the reason your staff are casual is because you're trying to scale up and you'd love them to be full-time, but you can't afford those things, and therefore the business wouldn't even exist or get to becoming a medium-sized business, how does no one in Treasury think about these things?
Well, I think typically it's a lack of experience of the actual mechanics and the reality of what's involved in starting and operating a very small business. Every small business is ultimately a family business, so if we can't afford to bring on some casual employees, that's more work for the owner to do, more work for the members of the family to do, so less dollars per hour. They never talk about what's the effective earning rate of people that are in small business and keeping these things going.
They never talk about small business. When the governments talk about things like this, they talk about the big businesses. Essentially, as I say, it seems to be aimed at some of the big, businesses, the supermarkets, etc. They don't have any definition trying to help some of these smaller businesses by saying, look, if you are earning under this amount, then you won't have to be involved in this.
Look, I just watched Ticker work with, employees and employers want to work well together, want to have some success. We should have something really simple out there. Like if you've got under 20 employees, there's one simple award, one simple minimum pay rate, and then let people work things out with each other rather than the government imposing more rules, more costs, more complexity. We want things simpler, fairer, and they'll be better, Ahron.
Yeah, very much so. Let's talk about the budget, and not just the Victorian budget, but budgets that are being delivered by premiers around the country, of course, as well, or treasurers around the country. But let's start with Victoria. It's big budget day today. We're hearing a lot about hospitals, things like that too. There's been a bit of an arts grant that's been announced as well. But what do we actually need to see? Because during these daily Dan press conferences, he has been asked regularly about the budget, about whether or not he'd be giving money to small businesses as well. What is it small businesses need? Is there a cash sum, not tax write-offs and payroll tax and things that a lot of businesses don't even use, but actual cash back for what has been a heck of a year?
Well, look, absolutely. And we've been hearing all along that we're all in it together. And as you know, and all your viewers know, anyone who's in small business has been totally left out to dry.
Yeah.
Still, thousands and thousands that haven't been able to access these complicated grants, not getting notifications when they're getting them. There isn't a need for
not to mention, if you're a startup and you've been doing reasonably well and you haven't gone down by 30% because your numbers are so small in the first place that you haven't been able to get JobKeeper or JobMaker. You've just essentially given up and gone on JobSeeker.
That's exactly right. So you notice there's nothing around small business saver or startup saver in the terminology coming out of Canberra, let alone from any of the state governments. We need things simple, direct, like the business builders need to be saved and supported. There's been a lot of losses, a lot of cash going out of their pocket. Still a lot of stuff to be sorted out with their banks and their landlords. Pretty easy to calculate what it is and to get that money directly into the hands of small business.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, Bill, we'll leave it there for now. Appreciate your time as always. Thank you. And we'll, of course, get your reaction to the budget. Love to hear your thoughts.
But we'll have to chat with you later in the week, Ahron.